Hey you, I'm getting quite used to having you around. It's LucyLuck, and I like to play non-traditional cozy games and make them cozy. If you haven't heard of Palworld yet, it's a super fun open-world adventure game where you can catch pals, and give them guns. Comedic premise aside, it's a great game for exploration, crafting, and base building. So today, I'm going to be creating a homey new base. Without further ado, get comfy cozy, pop on some headphones if you like, and let's go on an adventure. I'd like to say I got a ton of requests for this game, but no one asked for this. Somebody just casually asked me if I had played Pokemon with guns, and I reluctantly crawled out of my Baldur's Gate 3 cave to give it a look. As you can probably tell by the state of my base here, I looked a bit longer than I had originally anticipated. It's fun, it's engaging, it's strangely cozy, and it's nostalgic. Just pay no mind to the fact I created most of this through the slave labor of defenseless pals. I'm also happy to announce I've been playing this game with friends. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's wonderful to see a resurgence of new multiplayer games that involve teamwork, collaboration, building, and mutual excitement. There's nothing quite like hearing full-grown adults become giddy over discovering a new creature and bringing it back to base to show everyone. The multiplayer games I've grown accustomed to over the past few years are often devoid of genuine joy or community building, which become more and more tainted by aggressive monetization schemes. But on the off chance this popular game becomes radically controversial in some way, I have no strong feelings. Please don't hurt me. Anyway, if I've managed to hold your attention up to this point, we are now getting to the focus of this video. After countless Palworld tip videos, we decided to put our second base in a location where we can mine tons of ore. This ore becomes incredibly important for crafting a number of useful items in the game, but at the moment it's not as homey as I like my bases to be, so we're going to change all of that. Okay, well, I'm going to change all that. My friends are going to go on adventures and call me when their worker pals inevitably become starving. Why it's my job to feed them is beyond me. But today, I want to create a cozy farmhouse that can both house the animals and ourselves if needed. Since the middle of this location is where ore typically spawns, I'm making a clearing on the edge of this space for our home. Now that we have a nice, clean area to work with, I'm going to start placing the foundation. What is he doing? I recently unlocked stone builds oh, you've got to be kidding me. I recently unlocked stone builds in this game, but I just really love the idea of creating a cozy, overgrown wooden cabin. Based on the fact I just got raided, this is likely not a good idea. But while this build might not be sustainable in the long run, it'll at least be fun to make. I'm going to be honest, I had initially planned to upload a Palworld video on last Wednesday, just exploring and catching pals. Unfortunately, after reviewing the footage, though, I deemed the entire ordeal to be a bit too jarring. There was just something about beating small, vocally active creatures and submitting them to sphere imprisonment that didn't quite feel comforting. So while I didn't get to upload twice in 1 week, like I originally planned, I am glad I made the decision to reshoot so nobody's relaxation is compromised. Okay, maybe I'm also a little bit behind because I had too much fun actually playing this game, and then I binge-watched the entire season of Griselda on Netflix. I'm only human. I'm also editing out some of this tree chopping because it sounds a little off to me. For some reason, the tree cutting sound overlaps with the picking up materials sound, and it's not the most relaxing, in my opinion. Not every game can sound as satisfying as Stardew or Minecraft. Anyway, I've been kind of torn between leaving these door walls open or not. It seems like the pals have trouble going through regular doors even if they are small enough to do so, but perhaps that's just an early access glitch. I'm going to go ahead and keep them anyway because I prefer the way this looks. I've noticed when I at least place enough beds inside, the pals are still able to rest and not get stressed as easily. With that being said though, I do hope, since I'm building this after an update, that issue might not be a thing, but who knows. I've found many of the glitches in this game to feel charming so far. While I get disheartened to see major game-breaking bugs from big developers, I don't mind the occasional wonkiness that comes from work of smaller teams. If anything, I find those bits of imperfection to be fun and oddly refreshing. It gives me hope that maybe someday I could make something like this too, you know? Perfect is boring. Okay, well, I say that, but the primary reason this video is late is because of my fixation on perfection, so what do I know, really? The process of creating and putting yourself out there really paves the way for a lot of self-reflection. I think the act of gaming itself can bring about a lot of realizations as well. For instance, I didn't really know how much I valued organization until I played games like Animal Crossing, and I didn't know how dependent I was on community until Red Dead. I think gaming can be an incredible tool for self-discovery, or even therapy when used in the correct way. I would love to see that put to the test by mental health professionals, but I am certainly not one of those. I'd love to hear any stories you may have about a game that taught you something about yourself, though. I know I have quite a few, but I do just enjoy games like this because they're fun. I didn't know until recently that everyone in my Discord could see what I was playing and for how long. So I felt a little vulnerable when people noticed I was playing Palworld for about 8 hours the other night and into morning. There's just always something you can do or work on. Just when I think I'm ready to log off, I notice a nearby boss or that I have enough resources to craft a cool new item. With that being said though, I always worry people will think when I play a new game like this, all of my content will shift to that, when that's not the case. I just really enjoy all the games and love sharing them with you. I also love hearing what games you want to see, and never mind revisiting the ones we both enjoy over and over and over. not to talk about upcoming ideas too much, because I have a habit of getting all the validation my brain needs and then I don't go through with the idea. However, I've really been wanting to make some relaxing, long-form video essays about games and game lore, especially for Baldur's Gate. I'm really inspired by the work of creators like Vidya and Jacob Geller, and could really see myself enjoying and getting into that process someday. But do let me know if that's something that interests you at all. I do feel like that's territory in which I'll actually begin to need some help. At the moment, I do all of my own graphic design, scripting, editing, research, voiceover, sound design, you name it. And those are all things I not only really enjoy doing, but things I prefer to do myself. With that being said, though, when it comes to doing all of that for long-form video essays, I have my limitations. The videos would have to take weeks, and I hate going that long without connecting with y'all. I really have no idea where I was going with all that, but I just enjoy sharing my process and ideas with y'all, even if they don't pan out right away. I also love that by sharing it encourages others to do the same. I never feel more proud as a content creator than when I begin to see others in the community share their own feelings, discoveries, and ideas. I once talked about a fascination with medieval art and manuscripts, and someone happened to be a historian and shared some incredible manuscripts they also loved. I also got a bit vulnerable once about some of the anxiety I was feeling around content creation, and there was an overwhelming amount of people relating to similar fears and talking about it, some for the first time. That's my absolute favorite part about all of this. I had no clue how connecting this experience could be, so thanks for that. I should probably talk about Palworld. I wish there was a way in this game to place temporary stairs in order to build higher, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting these stairs to snap in place. I'll probably keep this build at the height it's at, but I just wanted to experiment. I like a little asymmetry going on. Okay, let's see how that looks. I think I need to fly out a bit further. Oh no. Yeah, I don't like that. Jimmy Neutron looking ass house. Okay. I probably could have benefited from going into this with a bit more planning. Was that? Where are your clothes? Heck popped in to let me know he was downed, and I did absolutely nothing to save him. So, these resulted to streaking across the video in protest of my atrocities. Okay. I think I want to give the right side of this build something similar to the sunroom on the left, so to do that, I just need to place some triangular frames and get rid of this guy. Do I need to do the other one? No. I think I just put that down. Oh, I did that the wrong way. Okay, We need to flip that. Yes. And then place a bigger wall down here. And then... there we go. Okay. Climb this and see if we can get this roof to place. God, we need a nudge tool or something. This is so frustrating. No, yes. There we go. Look at it from afar again. And not bad. But I think that middle wall there looks a little off. So maybe if we put in an A-frame, I think that will make it look a bit better. It's starting to get a bit dark, but I think I'm just going to work through the night. If it gets too dark, I have a torch, so that will be cozy. There are also fire pals you can have around you to light up the area, which is nice, but sometimes they get their own ideas of what they want to do. So, I made an Instagram. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this Instagram yet, but I have one now. I can't be certain, but since this is the first time I'm telling y'all, I can't help but feel like my 18 followers so far are bots. I have to be honest, it feels really strange having social media for my channel. Starting a Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram from scratch without telling many people I know in real life is the most bizarre feeling. For instance, I made a tweet about rats with threatening auras, which would have been a home run on my personal Twitter account, but not so much as LucyLuck. I'm sure it'll get easier with time, but I feel like there's still much to learn. Okay, we are starting to make progress now. I don't know why I went with placing the roof before most of the second floor walls, but it is what it is. I'm going to place a couple right now, but I think I'll need to hop off the build to get a better look at how the windows will look from the outside. How long has my pal had a sprain? I'm a terrible mother. Unfortunately, I don't have a medicine bench yet in this location, but thankfully it won't be the end of the world if he waits a bit. Incapacitated pals can be placed back in the inventory and easily recover if it comes to that. If pal death was permanent in this game, I would be screwed. I'm going to try to get my fox sparks to light the area without running off, but feels like the second I get close to the camp, she gets other ideas. But it was worth a shot. I placed a bed for myself on the first floor, thinking I could sleep through the night, but was promptly reminded my friends are online, and they clearly aren't trying to sleep right now. Judging by the amount of mining they're doing, they're probably trying to make pal spheres, but now all I need to do is finish the A-frame roof and figure out what I'm going to do with the other side of the roof. I've left this floor open here for ease of access at the moment, but I think it could be fun to have a secret room in the attic. I'm a sucker for secret rooms and passageways, and I have no idea where I got that from. I'll probably expand all of this as needed, but for now we just need the first floor for pal beds and second floor for human beds. So far we have about 4 or 5 people existing in this world, but we don't have a server or anything. Those went pretty fast, so my buds are only able to play here when I'm online. Hopefully though, we can snag a server because we've been having a lot of fun with this, and I'd like them to be able to play when I'm busy. I've actually had my character just lie down in bed while I'm working on other things so my friends can still play, which isn't a bad method. There are times, though, when I have to go to sleep when they want to keep playing, but unfortunately, since I would be useless in PvP, if they logged off, we would lose everything. So, not the most sound thing to do all the time, but when I am in the bed, my character doesn't seem to get hungry, which is nice. But yeah, I'm curious to see if the hype holds up for this game. So far, I'm really enjoying it. My friends are really enjoying it. And there's just so much to do. But with fast trending games like this, you never know. I can see it going either way. I've been worried about uploading this about a week after the hype because I've already been seeing people talk about being tired of hearing about it for some reason. With that being said, though, if I'm still really enjoying it, I know tons of people out there must be enjoying this as well. I know that seems silly to talk about after only a week, but in a very connected world, trends can die fast. And while I'm not the biggest trending game YouTuber, I do like to see my videos succeed. That's only human, right? Anyway, the back of this I'm not too crazy about, but it's good enough. Kinda looks like a house emoji of a house, you know. But let's finish the roof, and I'm also going to add tons of nice greenery when it's finished. I love that the more you level up, you begin to unlock cooler and cooler stuff, like antique furniture, houseplants, and more. I've seen people build full-on castles and factories, so the possibilities are endless. The max level in this game is 50, so I still have a ways to go when it comes to unlocking things. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how our bases progress over time, though. This base is going to be more of a production and mining location, and for our first base, I think I'll mostly have it dedicated to farming. Regardless of this base being for production and mining, I still want to make it feel as cozy as possible. I really love these vines you can add to your builds. I do wish the purely decorative things served more of a purpose, though. For instance, in Sims, if you include nice furniture and decorations, it contributes to their environment meter and helps with their overall health. I really wish it provided any sort of sanity boost for the pals. I've really found myself struggling with maintaining their sanity. And that's even when there's enough beds to make sure not to work them too hard and provide hot springs. I saw that they do better with more food options, but unfortunately they just seem to go for the berries, no matter what I make for them. Thankfully, they don't seem to be stressed at the moment, though. Despite one being very clearly injured. I feel terrible I've done nothing to fix that, but Mommy needs to decorate. It's looking so cute and pretty. I'm super happy with this so far. Now all it needs for the exterior is a nice stone porch. I also think I want to add a cozy table and chairs and a little houseplant in the corner. I really wasn't intending to decorate for this video, but after making the table and chairs, I had a deep, profound calling to also include a torch and barrel for the other corner. Then, of course, I really wanted to move the outdoor pal beds indoors and provide them with a nice fireplace. And while I'm at it, why not include a lovely table for their foyer, complete with a rug? fireplace also needs decorations. Okay, so maybe I'm going to decorate a bit for this video. I don't think I've ever owned a sunroom, but if I had the means, I think it would be cute as a little study. I don't know what the pals or I would need to be studying in this fictional environment, but it's a vibe regardless. Since the pals now have a better place to sleep, I decided it may not be a bad idea to give myself a place to sleep. I also realized for the first time that we could actually chat with one another without voice, and it became incredibly handy to coordinate a much-needed rest. Unfortunately, I saw the message much later than it was actually sent, so after lying there for a few minutes and telling Heck to go to bed, he informed me that it was already daytime. Anyway, after all that, I decided to put in a cute antique side table, include some greenery indoors, and make a completely useless bathroom. I then asked the boys what they thought, and Heck showed his approval by going full bounce house throughout the build. Then he immediately found my secret room and accused me of crimes. But that's all the progress I have for you this evening. I ended up going out on adventures, and when I came back to finish decorating, a raid ensued, and the entire home burned to the ground. I would show you the footage, but unfortunately I got none, because all I could do was stand there in horror as I watched all of my hard work go up in flames. It was a good lesson in impermanence though, and regardless, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really like this content, feel free to join the Comfy Cozy Club Discord. Sweet dreams, and I look forward to seeing you next time.